before we commence Hadalaqat Nar Chanukah Kindling of the lamps of the dedication, we need to think of how we're going to open our minds, how we're going to experience the riddles, how we're going to distinguish between fables, myths, and histories. We need to think about particular times of year and how that might be a sign. We need to think of how we can attain on a spiritual level through our physical and intellectual choices, and how we are operating in the upper worlds as we are in the lowest world. And before you light the lights of a menorah, and in the case of Chanukah, a menorah would be, one for each of the nights, and then a lighter candle, so 9. The main menorah in the literature itself would be those for the Sabbath, which would be either a pair of individual ones or 2 or 3 together in one, or some other number that has 2 or more wicks. And of course, the 7-branched one. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Qadshenu Bamtzu Tiu Watsunu Lahadlik Nar Chanukah. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu Melech Haolam Shasha Nasim Labutinu Bimim Haham Bazman Haza. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu Melech Haolam Shachinu Waqimanu Waqrianu Lazman Haza. Blessed are you. God is a verb and noun, and there is no instruction here about the bending of the knees, bowing at the hip, standing up straight. Deity of presence, sovereign of the dimensions, who sanctified us with commandments and has commanded the lighting of the lights of dedication. Blessed are you. God is a verb and noun. Deity of this place, King of space, who worked miracles for the forefathers in the days at this time. Blessed are you. God is a verb and noun. Deity of this place, King of the dimensions, who kept us alive and sustained us and brought us to this season. And could it have been that Hanukkah was initially celebrated in the shortest nights of the year, and then they switched it to the darkest nights of the year? And the lights are lit from the right to the left, and as the nights go on, you add another to the left, so 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8. And after one light is lit, there's a recital, and the other lights are lit as the recital goes on. Hanrut, Halal, Anchanu, Madlitain, Al, Hansim, Wal, Han Palaut, Wal, Hat Shuwaut, Wal, Hum Lichboot, Shashit, Labutinu, Be Mim, Haham, Bazman, Haza, Al Yadi, Kahanik, Hakdushim, Wakol, Shemunut, Yami, Chanukah, Hanrut, Halu, Qadash, Ham Wain, Lanu, Rashut, Lahashtamash, Baham Allah, Larautam, Bulbud, Kadi, Lahudut, Walhalal, Lashman, Hagdul, Al Nasik, Wal Naplautik, Wal Yeshwatak. These lights are kindled in this place upon the miracles, the wonders, the salvations, the battles, which were subdued in the place of the ancestors in those days, at the seasons, through the access controlling priests. During the 8 days of dedication, these lights are sacred, and we're not permitted to use them profanely, but to look at them in order to express the thanks and praise the great name for the miracles, the wonders, and the salvations which are surrendered unto you. And after the lights are kindled, Mauz, Tsor, Yeshwati, Lukna, Lashbuch, Takun, Beit, Taplati, Washam, Tuda, Nazbuch, Lat, Takin, Matbuch, Matsur, Hum Nabuch, as Agmor, Bashir, Mizmer, Chunkut, Hum Zabich, the rock, of my salvation. The praise you is delightful. Restore my house of prayer, and will bring thanksgiving offering when you have prepared the slaughter for the blaspheming enemy. I shall complete with the song of hymn, the dedication of the altar. Now, blasphemy is one of the practices of Jerusalem Day, and so it's rather controversial because it's a Zionist holiday. It's not about anything religious, and they're supposed to, join, they're supposed to be righteous and then reestablish that way. And so we have the continuance of this blessing. Rout, Shab'ah, Napshi, Bigun, Kachi, Kala, Chia, Maru, Bakshi, Bash Abud, Malkut, Agla, Wabidu, Hagdullah, Chutzya, At Haskalah, Chil, Perah, Wakol, Sarau Yurdu Kabun Bumtsula Dabir Kadshu Habiyani Wagum Shum La Shukthati Waba Nungush Wahkolni Ki Zrim Abdati Uyan Ral Muskati Kamath Shaburti Quts Babul Zerbubul Laquts Shabaim Nushati Kurut Qumut Barush Bakash Angi Bun Hamdata One Hita Lu Lapach Wal Mukat Wal Mukash Wag Autu Nashbata Rash Yamyani Nashat Wawyub Shamu Machit Vrub Banu Wakninu Al Hats Talit Unim Nakbatsu Ali Azi Bimi Chuthmanim Wupratsu Chumut Mugdli Wuthmau Kul Hashmanim Wumnutar Kankanim Nasha Nashushnim Bani Bina Yami Shemuna Qam'au Shir Warnanim Chashuf Surwa Qadshuk Waqrab Qats Hishwa Naqum Naqmat Dam Abdik Mamah Harsha Ki Arka Lanu Hishwa Wayne Qats Limi Hur'ah Tcha Admun Batzul Tzolmun Hakam Lanu Ru'ain Shab'ah. Troubles? Well, among troubles my soul was satisfied, when with the grief my strength was used up. They'd embittered my life with hardship, with the calf-like kingdom's bondage, but with this great power. When we say he, him, his, and all that with divinity, we're not calling God a male. He brought us forth as treasured ones. Pharaoh's army and all his offspring went down like a stone to the deep, to the abode of the holiness, brought me, and there too I had no rest, and the oppressor came and banished me, for I had served foreigners, I had drunk benumbing wine, scarcely had departed my land. Okay, I guess it does say foreigners. Sometimes we have Gentiles, which is not the same thing. When Babylon's demise, Zerubbabel came, and at the end of 70 years, I was saved. To sever the towering cypress, Sut the Agagite, the son of Hamadatha, but it became a trap and a stumbling block to him, and his arrogance was stifled. The head of Benjamin, of the Benjaminite, you lifted, and the enemy and his name you blotted out. His numerous descendants and his possessions on the gallows you hanged. The Greeks gathered against me, and then in the Hasmonean days, and they breached the walls of my towers, and they defiled the oils, and from the one remnant of the flasks, a miracle was wrought for the roses, men of insight, 8 days established for song and jubilation. Remember that the second book of Maccabees is the first historical mention of Judaism, but we really can trace Judaism to about 200 BCE. Something you could call Judaism maybe about 540 at the earliest. With the access controlling priest and all that. Bear your holy arm, hasten the end for salvation, avenge the vengeance of the servant's blood from the wicked nation, and the triumph that is too long delayed for us. There is no end of days of evil. Repel the red one in the nethermost shadow, and establish for us the 7 shepherds. And so some of this is bounced off of Isaiah 55:13, Micah 5:4, Jeremiah 46:20. So we're not having the exact quotes here. And as far as temple periods, because that's important for us to consider here. So we have the tent in the wilderness. That word, the tabernacle in the wilderness, that is the term for temple. So then we have the Solomon temple, and the temple following the return from exile, when Cyrus the Great allowed the return, and Nebuchadnezzar and all that stuff. So, we have probably about 3 temple periods at that point. And then we have the Jewish temple periods. So the Maccabees return things, and you have the first Jewish temple period. And then you have the Herodian to Bar Kokhba temple period. Because some will consider it the whole time, and others will consider it as the, is only truly established under the Bar Kokhba rebellion. So you have a traveling Israelite temple, 2 stationary Israelite temples in that place, and then 2 others as Jewish temples, and then you have the cleaning out and reopening of the place by the Arabs, fulfilling Zechariah 14. Is that the prophecy there? And so what's this third temple period talk, right? It's like what the 3 prophetic temple periods, and you could say possibly another prophetic temple period, but open to all nations. Okay, so the wicked nation. Okay, so it does say nation. Want to make sure about that, right?